Hello everybody, welcome to the Conscious Collaboration. My name is Jarrod Allen. Today I'm going to do a video that I hope is really helpful to people in the preparation stages of coming to work with plant medicine. So it's going to be 10 tips to help you prepare for plant medicine. So when I talk about plant medicine, I'm talking about ayahuasca, I'm talking about Bufo, Psilocybin. You could also be preparing to work with mescaline, so peyote or wachuma, whatever it might be. But the whole goal here is to give you some tips to help you through those preparation stages, some things that were really helpful to me and some things that I help people with when they are in the preparation stages of working with plant medicine. So first things first, just to get a bit of an idea of what is preparation. Preparation being the stages leading up to your work with plant medicine. So this is covering things like the diet, the mindset, the things that you really want to do to lay the foundation to make sure you get the most out of the experience. I have done another video on preparation as a whole, something that's a little bit more of a deep dive into the preparation thing, but it is quite a deep part of the work with plant medicine. It's something that can be overlooked a little bit as well, but I can't stress enough that it is just super important. So definitely check out that other video in regards to that to see, hopefully you can gain some information there as well and get a little bit more of a solid structure of what is preparation. Okay, so on that note, let's dive right in. So the first tip and the tips to help you prepare for plant medicine is create a journaling practice. So journaling. It might sound super simple, it might sound super basic, but it's absolutely essential in my opinion and super important, especially in the preparation stages, the participation stages and the integration stages. So all the stages essentially. Creating a really healthy journaling practice is going to be super beneficial. It's also going to help keep you on track in many ways in the preparation stages. It's going to help you really get your emotions and your feelings that are coming up every day, because the work with ayahuasca really does start well before the ceremony starts. So having a healthy journaling practice is going to be super beneficial there as well. It's also going to help you drill down into your intentions also. Now, the journal that you get doesn't have to be anything super exciting. It could just be an old notebook or something. I do like the idea of going and getting something really decent, because something I didn't know beforehand was that I'm going to reflect back through my experiences, reflect back through the preparation, the participation, for instance, for years to come. So having a nice little keepsake there isn't a bad idea. Some of the benefits though of journaling, on top of obviously helping you with this process, it is great for improving your mental health. It helps you relax, it helps you manage anxiety. Putting pen to paper and letting those emotions out and those feelings out can be super beneficial. It also really helps with boosting emotional intelligence, because through this process of sort of understanding ourselves and really sort of breaking down and checking in with ourselves, it does help us build our emotional intelligence and help us be able to sort of reflect back on those things as well and see maybe where we're deviating or where we can possibly improve. It's also really good for self-confidence. One of the big challenges and one of the reasons why people do lead into anxiety and depression is that they have really challenging negative self-talk. So being able to sort of check in with yourself and counteract that negative self-talk, and maybe even talk about some of the good things that you've achieved that day or some of the good thought processes that you've achieved that day, can really sort of help balance that out. I heard somewhere recently for every negative thought that we have, it takes 3 positive thoughts to counterbalance that out. So this journaling practice in your preparation stages can be really beneficial and help bring some of those things to the surface. So tip number 1, journaling practice. Okay, my second tip in my top tips to prepare for plant medicine would be create a sacred space for self-care. That's a bit of a tongue twister. Create a sacred space for self-care. Okay, so basically when I'm talking about this, I'm talking about creating a little space in your house, a little space or a little room, or it could be even be in a garden, whatever it might be, preferably inside. It will make sense very shortly. But creating a space that you use specifically for any of the practices that you are doing leading up to your work with plant medicine. Creating a space that you can feel is comfortable, creating a space that you feel that you're really connected to is super important. So it's kind of like the space that you go into when you want to do your inner work, whatever that might be. This could be for breath work, this could be for meditation, this could be for your journaling, the things we were talking about before. But during this whole process with plant medicine, it is a really, really good idea. And it's a really important thing. It's something that I wish I knew earlier as well. Because if you do it now and you create that little space, especially in your preparation stages, you're going to be able to use it in your integration stages also. And it's something that you're going to be able to maybe build daily practice around as well. Which is another really important thing, I think. So if you have this foundation, you have this sacred space, you're going to be able to do that. So when we talk about your sacred space or your space for self-care, as I said, it can be in your house somewhere, a corner, it could be in your room. If you have a big enough place, it could be a complete room. It might be hard to make it complete, but even just like a little area. So some great ways to sort of fit out your space would be to put like a cushion or a comfortable rug in there. You can put some incense there, or maybe some burning oil, something along those lines, some candles or dim lighting. You could also put a little altar of cherished things you have there, so whether it be some of your ceremonial stuff or necklaces or whatever it might be that you really like. You could also put any other spiritually significant objects there as well. I think it's a good idea also in this little space, you could have a little music speaker because it's really beautiful to listen to medicine music. You're going to probably connect with that in your ceremonies as well. You could also put some books there, whatever it might be that you like to have for your spiritual or personal growth as well. So I just think it's important to create a bit of a vision, create an idea of what you think you want this to look like. It doesn't have to be extravagant, it can just be a really simple space, but having that space there to be able to do your journaling, to do any breath work, to do meditation, to be able to reflect, to listen to music, to unwind, whatever it might be, is really essential and important. So the second one, once again, just create a little sacred space. That's one of my top tips. Okay, at number 3 in my top tips to prepare for plant medicine, start to learn about the breath. This is so easy in this day and age. You don't need to go to the Himalayas to be able to achieve this. But starting to understand how much we can get out of our breath, how much we can connect to our breath and how grounding it can be, I think is super important, especially in those preparation stages. The reason why I talk about this now is because it's going to help you connect as you are preparing as well. It's going to help keep you balanced as you're preparing. But being able to sort of regulate your breath and regulate yourself with breathing is going to be really important, especially when you are in the ceremony if times get tough as well. So it doesn't have to be complex. You don't have to learn pranayama or something like that, or learn something that is really deep and complex. You can just even watch some YouTube videos, or you can just like understand what box breathing is. So just breathing in for 4 to the top of the box, across for 4, in and out, in and out. Just Google these things, Google simple breathing techniques, have a look on YouTube for simple breathing techniques, and just really start to focus on the power of the breath. This can even be as simple, if you don't want to go down that path of just breathing in, breathing out. This can be super powerful. So if I was going to give you another tip, this one being number 3, learn a little bit about breathing. Okay, at number 4 in my top tips to help you prepare for plant medicine will be conscious of your phone use. Be conscious how you are using your phone. In this day and age where we essentially have a little supercomputer in our hands, it has also become an aggregate for us to be able to escape. It's also become an aggregate for us to be able to, try and gain validation. Also, basically try and escape from our negative or challenging feelings as well. Just to name a couple of things. So if we can start to be conscious of our phone use, we can start to be conscious of when we're using our phone and how we're using our phone. It's going to be really helpful in regards to our preparation stages, because it's going to help us to be conscious why we're doing these things in the first place. It's also a huge distraction. We could spend hours scrolling through our phone when we could be doing some really deep, decent work in regards to our preparation. I can assure you that putting your effort into your preparation rather than spending a whole heap of time scrolling on Facebook or Instagram, for instance, I can assure you that you're going to get millions of extra benefits from preparing correctly and spending the time in your preparation that you can on your phone. It's also, as a last point as well, it's going to help us become really conscious of what we're consuming and what we're actually letting into our subconscious by just scrolling through Facebook, scrolling through the different social media channels as well. So at number 4, be conscious of your phone use and start to be conscious of your phone use. Okay, at number 5 in our top tips to help you prepare for plant medicine, start to think about how you're going to have your conversations with your friends and family. This is a really important point and something that might be a little bit overlooked as we are preparing for plant medicine. It's a really challenging subject, especially because people don't necessarily have a strong understanding of the work with plant medicine, especially with the whole drug versus plant medicine thing. But start to try and build a bit of an idea of how you're going to have these conversations, because they will arise. Obviously if you're going away for a couple of weeks somewhere, you're going to have to explain exactly where you're going or what you're going to do. But also you're probably going to notice that people are going to notice a difference in you afterwards as well. And you might also need a little bit more space to help you integrate, for instance, or even in the preparation stages, because there's parts of it to do with stopping drinking and also eating specific foods. It's very likely that these conversations are going to come up as well. So you can approach it from a few different angles. I'm going to do another video in regards to this, but sometimes you can just actually just sort of go around it. To say you're going to do some meditation, whatever it might be, or you can actually just choose the people who you are going to talk to. The reason why I bring this up is because if you know that it's going to be a challenging conversation, it's going to be a hard conversation, that's not extra stress, that's extra stress that you don't really need in your preparation stages as well. So I'm not saying completely solve it, but as a tip, just be conscious that it is there and maybe start to think a little bit about who you're going to talk to, if you're going to talk to people about it, and how you're going to have those conversations. Okay, at number 6 in my top tips to help you prepare for plant medicine, connect with nature. This one's super simple and I don't think you need too much guidance, but connecting with nature in the preparation stages is going to be super valuable. You're probably going to find through your plant medicine work as well, you're going to foster or build a stronger connection with nature. But through the process of going for a walk in the park, going into the woods or the forest, or going for a swim at the beach or a natural water source, it can be really grounding. It can also just be really helpful for us to be able to just unplug a little bit, be away from our phone, be away from the stressors, for instance. But that process of starting to foster that relationship at this point can be super beneficial throughout your whole work with plant medicine. So top tip, number 6, connect with nature. Okay, at number 7 in the top tips to help you prepare for plant medicine, create a daily practice. So when I talk about creating a daily practice, at this stage it could be something as simple as making sure that you're taking the time to journal. It could be making sure that you're exercising. It could be making sure you're going for a walk in nature, whatever it might be. Hopefully it would also be great to go down the path and maybe put in a little bit of time towards self-development, so learning a bit about breathwork, doing some research in regards to education, whatever it might be. But creating a daily practice that you're doing every day is going to be super beneficial, and it's going to be, I recommend that your daily practice is something that's sort of relaxing, something that's helping you connect with yourself. But yeah, as a tip, creating a daily practice is super, super valuable. At number 8 in the tips to help you prepare for plant medicine, exercise. Now this doesn't mean that in the preparation stages you have to try and turn into Arnold Schwarzenegger and become, Mr. World or something along these lines, but I think it is a really good idea to be able to help start to prepare the body. So this could be going for a walk, doing an exercise regime, doing some yoga, could be any type of exercise, but doing some exercise is going to be super beneficial. You are going to go through a bit of a physical experience as well, so it's going to help bring you some confidence to that ceremony or to those ceremonies also. But it's also going to be very, very good for your body. It's going to be very good for your body throughout the whole process. Not to mention the benefits of helping you, raise your mood, helping you, release some feel-good chemicals. It's just going to be a really beneficial thing to try and build a little bit of a habit around in the preparation stages as well. So exercise is a great top tip. Okay, at number 9 in the top tips to help you prepare for plant medicine, I would say understand the diet that's been outlined by the ceremony giver. This is going to be more prominent with ayahuasca work, but it's also really important with deep work like Bufo and even Psilocybin. So understanding an optimal diet in your preparation stages or an outlined diet is going to be super beneficial. Trying to understand exactly why. Hopefully you can ask a facilitator why it is there and why you need to do it. But understanding it's going to give you the best ability to be able to apply it, I guess. And so another little helpful tip, a little bonus one on the side of this one as well, is prepare your meals as well. So if you're doing an ayahuasca ceremony, for instance, the preparation stages can be quite long. So if you're doing like a month's preparation, for instance, like plan out your meals for the week in advance. This can be as simple as putting your food, cooking on one day and putting your food into containers to eat throughout the week, freezing some of them, for instance, or planning out when you go to the store to buy the things that you need to be able to eat for that week, rather than trying to do that every day. It's going to be super challenging. So understanding the diet and also pre-preparing is another tip that I think is really, really important in the preparation stages as well. Okay, at number 10 in the top tips to help you prepare for plant medicine would have to be education. So trying to gather as much information as you possibly can, I think, is really, really important. The reason for this is because as you sort of research and try and understand what you're going to work with, or how you're going to work with it, you're going to gain some confidence and you're going to gain some understanding. This is going to help you reduce your anxiety. This is going to help you reduce fear about the ceremony that you're going into as well. And I also think it's super important for many reasons, not just the medicine you're going to work with, but also if you're going to work with plant medicine in a traditional setting, in a ceremonial setting, understand the tradition that you're going to work with the plant medicine in, and also understanding the people who are serving you the medicine is super important for yourself, but also in respect to the tradition that you are participating in. So the more education you can get, the more understanding you can get, the better, I think, in the preparation stages as well. Obviously, as a little bit of a bonus one tied onto that as well, please watch our content. There's a lot of information in there as well. There's a lot of education in there. You can spend some time to sort of digging through that, and hopefully the videos that we are preparing here at the Conscious Collaboration are super helpful to people in the preparation stages, the participation stages, and hopefully the integration stages as well. So thank you very much for watching the 10 tips to help you prepare for plant medicine. If you do like our videos, please make sure to subscribe, make sure to like. Also, please leave any comments that you might have, comments, questions, any way that we can possibly help. I'll do my very best to sort of help you out. But thank you once again. Thank you from the Conscious Collaboration. I look forward to talking to you soon.